Joint Managing Trustee, Mr. Next one. Dr. Ebenezer, Mr. Swaminathan, Dr. Devraj, and members of the faculty, students, and parents. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be here with you this morning to share some of my thoughts as to why and what is the relevance of a management degree in business studies and how is it relevant. You know, we all have aspirations in life. We all wish to be something. We always wish to be better than what our parents were. And the parents especially have a great amount of aspiration that they want the children to be better than them. All of us, whichever walk of life we are in. And therefore, life progresses and therefore civilization develops. Imagine if a world where nobody has an aspiration. There is no ambition at all. Everybody is happy to be wherever they were. I begin life as a cobbler, I end life as a cobbler. I begin life as a welder, I end life as a welder. I begin life as an accountant, I end life as an accountant. I begin life as a driver, I end life as a driver. Imagine what would have happened. We would have nothing at all. You wouldn't have your smartphones, you wouldn't have your aeroplanes, you wouldn't have your bikes, you wouldn't have your laptops, and you wouldn't have digital technology. It is because we all had a thirst for finding something else, for finding something better than what we have. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what drives us forward. And that is what has brought you here to this moment. And that is what has brought many of us to the forefront of society. Now, as young students, you have had many defining moments in your life. Now, I say defining moments. Unknowingly, you have been taking certain decisions in your life which has led you to this point in this crossroads. When you went into school and you came into the 10th standard and you went into plus 2, you chose a certain stream of study. You decided whether you have your first group, second group, third group, fourth group, and any number of other groups. So you decided whether you wanted to be a mathematics stream student, you wanted to be a science stream student, or a commerce stream student, or an economics and humanities student. Now that is one defining moment in your life. It has already passed. You cannot go back and change it. But you chose a path. Whether it was because of what you wished to do, or whether it was because what your parents told you to do, or whether it was just because everybody else in your class went into that class and you also followed them. Now believe me, most of us have followed the glass route. There are very few of us who make independent decision as to what I am going to do after I finish my 10th standard. What am I going to do after I finish my plus 2? We generally follow the herd. You're part of a group, your peer group of your students, your friends, and your parents. And maybe some siblings in your family who already have done a certain program. And therefore they believe that that is the way forward. So at one point in life, you know, in the development of our community and our society and our country, we had people aspiring for government jobs because it was considered a safe haven. Then people were looking at bank jobs because that was also considered a safe haven. Then people started looking at the manufacturing industry because that started growing when the industrial era came along. And then, of course, we took one giant leap forward and we went into the digital world. And therefore, the whole world is opened up, and you have today the services sector, which is offering up to 60% of all employment opportunities in this country. So again, there were a lot of people just following their instincts and just following wherever everybody else was going. So if you ask the student what is your ambition, he will say that I finished my 10th standard, I go into plus 2, then I go into engineering, and then I go into Infosys or CPC or Cognizant. Well, how different is this than 30 years back people said I finished my graduation and I joined the government service? Is there anything different there? Nothing at all. That is because we were following what everybody else was doing. Now, let us go back to the defining moment which we were just talking about. You took one defining step, and that one defining moment when you decided from 10th standard to take a step forward and pursue a particular branch of study? I presume there are many people here who are now qualified engineers, who are qualified commercial graduates, and some of you who are also qualified in economics and humanities. Now, for whatever reasons you took that second defining step after your plus 2 to proceed into whichever stream you wish to, you are there now. So you, as I said, now that's the second defining moment you took, you cannot go back and change that also. We are a prisoner of whatever decision we have already taken. Right? I'm not saying you can't go back, but then it's a question of trying to unravel 5 years of your life. Now, none of us have the opportunity to do that. Most of us do not have the luxury to do that, because we have already spent a lot of time, effort, and money. Remember, that is that constant too. Parents have aspired, maybe taken loans to put you through this course. Families might have made sacrifices to ensure that you had this great education. Education is the differentiator. Now you have come to the third defining moment in your life. At least here, my young friends, make a choice which is intelligent. Do not follow somebody else just because everybody else is doing something, I'm going to do this. You took those first 2 defining moments mostly by peer pressure. Now, you have a great opportunity to decide where you want to be in 5 years from now. See, that is the biggest thing which you always have to realize. Whatever has happened in the past is over. You are now 20 years old or 21 years old. Am I right? Most of you are in that age group. Now, where do you want to be 5 years from now? Where do you want to be 10 years from now in your life? Now, if you have some goal, all of us have aspirations, as I said, and without aspiration there is no life. So if you have aspirations, you have been seeing other people, other successful people. You are reading about successful people. So you wish to be there. You also want to be one of them. So if you want to be one of them, you have to be very careful and consider thoroughly what is the most intelligent choice you make at this very critical juncture of your career. Whatever you do today will define the next 5 years of your life, will define the next 10 years of your life, and probably the rest of your life. So do not have that regret 5 years from now that I took a wrong turn. If you're driving on a highway, you take a wrong turn, well, you could always retrace your path. It's just a question of time and fuel. But remember, here it's very difficult to go back. So then you're getting stuck in a place. Now, most of you have turned up here because you have had some inkling that there is a great opportunity in the field of management studies. Yes, there is. You're making a very wise choice. The future, the country under this Prime Minister and probably the coming Prime Ministers, the future Prime Ministers, will be constantly going forward to create an economy which is very self-reliant and self-sufficient. We have a great Make in India program. You are going forward into that world, which is a world we did not have when we passed out from our studies. We went through a lot of issues at that time. We went through the time when we were very inward looking. We didn't want anything from outside this country. Then we had the Swadeshi movement at that time. Then we went into the 1991 when we had our great economic liberalization. Then we had the 2000s when we had the dot-com industries. And post 2010 when we had this knowledge economy which has been really driving this country forward. Now you have this great opportunity that you are stepping out into the world at this time of its development. So don't lose the chance. Don't waste it. As Rajshree very well said it, I wish I had these opportunities when we were growing up at that time. We did not. We did not have these opportunities. We had to perforce proceed to wherever we were pointed at. You have the choice of making a decision. Now, what does management studies help you then? If you have come to this platform where you now make a career decision that this is where I would like to be and this is where I want to be in 5 years and 10 years. One is, you have gone through life so far acquiring a great amount of knowledge. The university is a crucible for imbibing knowledge. So So you have learned a lot of knowledge, you have graduated with distinction in all your studies. Now how do you put that knowledge to work to make your career? Now that is where an MBA comes into play. This is one of those very peculiar courses which is not an empirical science, it doesn't come from a laboratory. A business management program is a course of study which is a distillation of what is happening outside in the world. We are capturing it and trying to present it to you in a small microcosm in 2 years, so that you get skills to work there. So we are trying to, you're bridging the gap between the knowledge which you have when you graduate with an engineering degree or a commerce degree or an economics degree. You're trying to bridge the gap between that knowledge and with what industry wants from you as skills to practice that knowledge. So this is a 2-year program which is like a great personal toolkit which you're getting. An extremely personalized toolkit where you are taught how to use the economics which you study, where you are taught how to use the engineering which you study, where you are taught how to use the mathematics and how to use the commercial knowledge and how to use the accounting principles which you study in a manner in which it will help you grow. So these are the skills we are teaching. It's not the theory part of it, but it is the practice of it. And this is a very unique program, as I say. And that is what sets apart a business management master's degree from many other master's degrees where you go forward, because there you are continuing your pursuit of a particular specialization. You do a master's in engineering, you do a master's in humanities, or you do a master's in economics, and then pursue and go on to even to do a PhD. You are continuing to pursue a line of study which makes you constantly a super specialist in a one particular area. But a management degree gives you a vast knowledge, and that is why there is no limitation or no restriction as to what is the basic degree you need to join a business management program. We pick up students from all classes, from all kinds of studies. So you have the most heterogeneous group of students. You have people who have engineering degrees, you have people who have commercial degrees, you have economics and humanities. I did my master's in English literature and then went to business management. It didn't stop us from learning mathematics, learning business math, business stat, business economics, managerial economics, learning the fundamentals of industrial engineering, and to go on to learn finance and human resources, and then get out into life and then have an opportunity to practice all those skills which you learn. This is the wonder of this program. It makes a complete human being out of it. It is not just the knowledge, the skills to use that knowledge. Productive for yourself and for the community and for your family. This is the secret of this program. Why so many people want to pursue this program? Because you can fit into so many roles afterwards, inclusive of the role of an entrepreneur. It is not necessary that after you finish your MBA, you need to go in for employment somewhere. It also prepares you with all the skills required to become an entrepreneur on your own. And tomorrow, you can be an entrepreneur. You can be a one-man entrepreneur. It is not essential that you need to have 100 people working for you. With the 2 people, you can make money. 1 person, you can make money. I know so many people who are making money with just 1 person. Remember, you have a wash house out there, which is only a laundry service, which is making a lot of money. You have a purple iron, which is also only an ironing service, which is making a lot of money. So it's not essential that you need to build a huge engineering company or a huge agro business to make money. No. You can generate revenue out of any service you offer someone. Tell me, did anybody think that making idli batter will make money 20 years back? My mother would have laughed. But today, my wife doesn't want to make idli batter. So there's obviously some opportunity for somebody else to make it and sell it to her. You see, this is how opportunities grow. This is how business grows. This is how ideas flourish. Now, those ideas get an impetus when you are in a program like this, because you are constantly analyzing, studying other ideas which have come up in the past. And so it gives you a great foundation as to how to develop your thought process so that you keep on looking for ideas around the corner. And it is ideas which develop. So my young friends, remember this defining moment. The third defining moment in your life. Please be very cautious. Take a hard look at what you wish to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Because the next most important decision you will be doing is to only get married. Right? Before then and now, this is going to be your most important factor. And probably the decision as to when and to whom you're going to get married will be decided by what you are going to do today and what program you are in today. Because that will decide what you will be doing 5 years from now. Right? So, life is sometimes quite amusing that your future will depend upon a momentary decision you take today. So take that decision very cautiously and with great deliberation and thought. I leave that with you, my young friends, and with the parents, for all of us who have aspirations for our children. Let the children progress in the stream which they like to study. And if they like to do management studies, let them do it. Because there is the greatest opportunity out there. It is the one program which gives you an abundance of opportunities to learn skills which you can use later on in your life. And with that thought, I wish all of you all the best. And you have a great institution here who have 3 management institutions, and they have, I have been part of some of their academic councils and the boards of studies, and I know the amount of effort the faculty take in constantly reinventing the curriculum. They constantly call us. The amount of harassment sometimes I get from Dr. Ramakrishna, who keeps calling me for this meeting, that meeting, and wants me to check this book, and she'll send me a 100-page note and expect me to read it in 2 days. But the point is that what she's trying to do is trying to interact with industry so that your curriculum improves. And that is one of the, I think, the success stories of why this institution is doing so well. So I wish all of you all the best, and I look forward to meeting you 5 years from now with your dreams fulfilled. Thank you.
Through eyes of a successful person, ideas and opportunities. Thank you, sir, for sharing your inspiration.